Welcome to Around the World in 40 Tales. My name is Doreen Vanderstoep, and I am a proud member of Storytelling Alberta. This year, our organization is celebrating its 40th birthday. We're so excited about that. And as a way to celebrate, we invited our members, past and present, to gift us a story from anywhere in the world in any genre. And we have been overwhelmed by the wonderful response from our members to this request. We are live streaming these stories throughout this special year. So we are basically about every Thursday we're doing it. The times will vary, but it's every Thursday. And as we go along, we are posting these stories, the links to the recordings, and we're also posting a world map on our website that shows where in the world these stories have taken us. And so you can check that out at storytellingalberta.com. Check out the world map, and also the links to the stories are there so you can share them with your friends. Now, before we get started today, I would like to acknowledge that we, in fact, are based here with Storytelling Alberta on the traditional territories of the Indigenous signatories to Treaties 4, 6, 7, and 8. Now, these territories also include the Métis settlements and the Métis nations of Alberta. We honor, in the spirit of gratitude and reconciliation, the many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people who have cared for and told oral stories on these lands for generations. This installment of Around the World in 40 Tales is courtesy of Dorothy Lowrie. Welcome, Dorothy.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. I am so excited to be with you in Wales. I can see that that's exactly where you are. Can you tell us where you are in Wales today?
I'm at Cardigan Bay.
Cardigan Bay. Awesome. So as a lifelong learner, Dorothy Lowrie's business focus is on empowering other members of the third age generation through learning opportunities. She spent 35 years working for an international IT corporation and has achieved much academic success, including earning a degree in business administration and a master's in adult education. Dorothy recently became president of Storytelling Alberta Edmonton chapter, and we are all the richer for having you as part of our family, Dorothy.
Thank you.
So I will invite you, Dorothy, now to tell your story. The story is from Wales, and it's called Daughters of the Sea.
Daughters of the Sea, a modern variation of a Welsh myth. Under Cardigan Bay, near the Irish Sea on the Welsh coast, lived Dullan Isle Don, the sea god. Now Dullan was a fickle god, a dangerous trickster. On a beautiful summer day, the sun shining down, the sea calm as glass. Suddenly he would churn the waters. The wind would blow in, gray clouds, rain thundering down, and the waves would get larger and larger. Many a fisherman lost not only his boat, but his life to the trickery of Dullan Isle Don. Now the fishermen who had learned from their fathers before them, like Morgan, they knew what angered Dullan. They knew that if they were greedy, if they took too much, if they did not respect the bounty of Dullan's sea, they were at risk. But Morgan had learned this, and so he prospered as a fisherman of Cardigan Bay. And he married a young girl called Caton. They were very, very happy, but they prayed for many years for a child. And then finally, Caton was expecting. But as her time grew near, alas, Caton grew weaker and weaker. The midwife did everything she could as Caton delivered not one, not two, but 3 identical baby girls. The girls were healthy, but each of them carried a strange mark. Around their right ankle was a purple birthmark. The babies survived. Alas, Caton did not. The villagers mourned Caton's loss along with Morgan, but they were also very happy. For you see, the number 3 is a very good omen. The birth of these triplets meant that their village was going to prosper. And so the villagers helped Morgan in raising the girls. And every day, as the girls grew, they would come down to the shore as their father Morgan brought in his boat. And from the sea, Dullen Isle Dawn watched. Now time passed and the girls grew, but Morgan grew older. And soon the time came when he couldn't manage the nets. And so when 3 young men approached him to add his boat to their fleet and to marry his daughters, he agreed. And so on the shore of Cardigan Bay, there was a wedding. All the villagers came. But Dullen Isle Dawn watched from the sea and grew very angry. For these 3 young men did not respect his waters. They were greedy, they took too much. And so he churned the waters and sent a huge wave that covered the wedding party, dragging the brides and the bridegrooms out to sea. Morgan and the villagers searched. They searched the waters, they searched the shore, but not a body was found, alive or dead. Morgan was inconsolable. He spent every day on the shore of Cardigan Bay, looking out to the waves, looking for any sign of his daughters. But what he did not know was that Dullen Isle Dawn had transformed the girls into seagulls. Because you see, as seagulls, Dullen owned them. They became his family. The girls were confused by their transformation, circling and circling the sea, calling out, caw, caw, caw. And then one day, one of them saw Morgan by the shore, and she flew down, the other 2 birds joining her. And then every day, as Morgan sat by the sea, the birds came down. Now Morgan was confused, but at the same time somehow contented by by the birds. And then one day, as he fed them pieces of bread and fish, and he knelt down to stroke one of their backs, he noticed a purple ring around its right claw. And looking at each bird, he realized these were his daughters. He gathered them to him, tears streaming down his face. And from the sea, Dullen Isle Dawn felt for the first time a human emotion. He felt love. And so he sent a gentle wave that washed up the shore, covering Morgan and the birds and transforming the birds back into beautiful young women. And now these daughters of the sea came to fulfill their prophecy because they never married. They took care of their father, but they became the guardians of Cardigan Bay. They did not allow a boat, a fisherman, to continue to fish its waters unless they respected their bounty, thus leaving the bounty of Dullen Isle Dawn for many future generations. I dedicate this story to the memory, of my great uncle Sidney, who lived his life in Clanfermacan, Wales. Thank you.
Oh, that's beautiful, Dorothy. What a lovely dedication too. That's just amazing. And thank you so much for your beautiful gift. That was an amazing story.
Thank you.
And the backdrop you chose for it is absolutely perfect. So
yeah, I would love to go to Cardigan Bay one day.
wouldn't we all, one of these days? Well, I want to give you a heartfelt thanks for your wonderful story today. I want to let everybody know that they can contact Dorothy if they like. They can email her at dorothy@hlainc.ca. So that's dorothy@hlainc.ca. And to reach Storytelling Alberta, you can reach us at storytellingalberta@gmail.com. So warm thanks to all our listeners today for joining us for another Around the World in 40 Tales episode. And we'll be back again next week with another tale to tell. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Thank you. Bye.